For centuries, when a pope passes, the Catholic world turns its gaze to Vatican City. Within the hallowed walls of the Sistine Chapel, a sacred and secretive process unfolds, the Conclave. Here, the College of Cardinals, currently comprising 133 electors from around the globe, gathers to discern and elect the next leader of the Catholic Church, the successor to St. Peter. On Wednesday, May 7, 2025, these men of faith were sequestered. Their connection to the outside world was deliberately severed. No phones, no news, just prayer and deliberation. This isolation fosters an environment of profound focus as they undertake their weighty responsibility. The first vote of this conclave took place. The world held its breath, awaiting the ancient signal that would communicate the outcome. That signal is smoke. Emerging from this very chimney, it carries a message of immense significance. Black smoke signifies that no candidate has yet achieved the necessary two-thirds majority. It means the voting in that session was inconclusive, and the cardinals will continue their deliberations and balloting. And on the evening of that first day, Wednesday, May 7th, black smoke it was. The world acknowledged the expected outcome of the initial ballot. The process had begun, but the successor to Pope Francis had not yet been chosen. Thursday, May 8th, brought a renewed sense of anticipation. The cardinals reconvened within the Sistine Chapel for further prayer and, crucially, more rounds of voting. 2 ballots were cast in the morning session. The eyes of the world remained fixed on that single chimney, a silent messenger of the momentous decision being made inside. Then, at approximately 11:50 a.m. Rome time, a familiar sight, black smoke once more drifted into the Roman sky. For those watching in Nigeria, it was 11:50 a.m. local time. For viewers in Greenwich Mean Time, it was 10:50 a.m. The morning ballots had not yielded a pope. The cardinals then paused for lunch, a brief respite before returning to the chapel for the afternoon's crucial sessions. In the afternoon, within the sacred space, 2 more rounds of voting were possible. The question on everyone's mind, will today be the day? Will the cardinals reach the necessary consensus? Because when they do, the smoke that rises will be different. White smoke will billow forth, a jubilant signal to the world that a new pope has been elected. Accompanied by the ringing of the bells of St. Peter's Basilica, it will herald a moment of profound joy and the beginning of a new chapter for the Catholic Church. But by the evening, everything changed. 6:07 p.m., local time. A wisp of white smoke drifted into the sky. Then billowed, strong, undeniable. White smoke. Habemus papam. The bells of St. Peter's Basilica rang with thunderous joy. A wave of cheers rolled across the square. Children were lifted on shoulders. Nuns wept. Reporters scrambled. The world held its breath again. Who was it? Who had been chosen to wear the shoes of the fisherman? Minutes later, the announcement came. In Latin, the cardinal proclaimed, Annuncio vobis gaudium magnum. Habemus papam. I announce to you a great joy. We have a pope. Robert Francis Prevost, an Augustinian from Chicago, a missionary in Peru, a humble leader known for peace and pastoral care, had been elected. And he had chosen the name Pope Leo XIV. The first appearance. As he stepped onto the central balcony of St. Peter's Basilica, he looked calm, even gentle. The crowd roared. Flashbulbs burst. The whole world saw his face for the first time as the Holy Father. And his first words, "Peace be with you," spoken slowly, clearly. A message to all, believers and skeptics, rich and poor, east and west. Peace. A word sorely needed in this world. Who is Pope Leo XIV? Pope Leo XIV. Robert Prevost. Pope Leo XIV, born Robert Francis Prevost, September 14, 1955, is the head of the Catholic Church and sovereign of Vatican City-State since 2025. He is the first North American to be elected Pope. He is also the 7th Augustinian Pope, and the first since Eugene IV, 1447, to lead the Catholic Church. Personal details. Born as Robert Francis Prevost. September 14, 1955, age 69. Chicago, Illinois, U.S. Education. Villanova University, B.S. Catholic Theological Union, Div. Pontifical University of St. Thomas Aquinas, LCL, DCL. Motto, In illo uno unum. Latin for, in the one, we are, one. Other popes named Leo. Papal styles of Pope Leo XIV. Reference style. His Holiness. Spoken style. Your Holiness. Religious style. Holy Father. Ordination history of Pope Leo XIV. History. Episcopal succession. Born in Chicago, Illinois, U.S., Prevost spent the early part of his career there working for the Augustinians. He served in Peru from 1985 to 1986 and from 1988 to 1998 as a parish pastor, diocesan official, seminary teacher, and administrator. He served as Bishop of Chiclayo in Peru from 2015 to 2023, and was General of the Order of St. Augustine from 2001 to 2013. He was made a Cardinal in 2023 by Pope Francis. He was appointed Prefect of the Dicastery for Bishops, a prominent role that raised his profile as a potential papal candidate, and President of the Pontifical Commission for Latin America in 2023. Early life and education. Robert Francis Prevost was born in Chicago on September 14, 1955, the son of Louis Marius Prevost and Mildred Martinez. His father, who was a United States Navy veteran of World War II and school administrator, was of French and Italian descent, and his mother, a librarian, was of Spanish descent. Prevost has two brothers. As a child, Prevost served as an altar boy at St. Mary of the Assumption Church on the far south side of Chicago. He completed his secondary studies at the Minor Seminary of the Order of St. Augustine in 1973. Prevost earned a Bachelor of Science degree in mathematics at Villanova University in 1977. Prevost speaks English, Spanish, Italian, French, and Portuguese, and can read Latin and German. Augustinian, 1977 to 2025. Deciding to become a priest, Prevost joined the Order of St. Augustine in September 1977, taking his first vows in September 1978 and his solemn vows in August 1981. The following year, he was awarded a Master of Divinity degree from the Catholic Theological Union in Chicago. While there, he substituted as a physics teacher occasionally at St. Rita of Cassia High School and also taught math part-time. Prevost was ordained a priest by Archbishop Jean Jadet for the Augustinians in Rome on June 19, 1982. He earned a licentiate of canon law in 1984 and a Doctor of Canon Law degree in 1987 from the Pontifical College of St. Thomas Aquinas in Rome. Dicastery for Bishops, 2023 to 2025. On January 30, 2023, Francis appointed Prevost Prefect of the Dicastery for Bishops with the title Archbishop Bishop Emeritus of Chiclayo. At the September 30 consistory, Francis appointed him Cardinal Deacon of Chapel of Santa Monica degli Agostiniani in Rome. As prefect he held a key position within the Roman Curia. The office is responsible for evaluating and recommending candidates for the episcopate around the world. This role increased Prevost's visibility and influence within the Catholic Church, raising his profile ahead of any future papal conclave. On February 6, 2025, Francis promoted Prevost to Cardinal Bishop, assigning him to the suburbicarian diocese of Albano in the province of Rome. Papacy, since 2025. On May 8, 2025, the second day of the 2025 papal conclave, Prevost became the first pope from North America. He took the papal name Leo XIV, following on from Leo XIII. About an hour after his election, Pope Leo XIV was announced by Cardinal Dominic Mamberti, protodeacon of the College of Cardinals, from the balcony of St. Peter's Basilica, on which Leo himself then appeared to greet the gathered crowds. Unlike Francis, who chose to wear simple white robes, Leo XIV wore full papal mozzetta. Views. Then Cardinal Prevost opposed the inclusion of curriculum regarding teachings on gender in schools in Peru, stating that the promotion of gender ideology is confusing, because it seeks to create genders that don't exist. In 2012, then Cardinal Prevost lamented that popular culture fostered sympathy for beliefs and practices that are at odds with the gospel, citing the homosexual lifestyle and alternative families comprised of same-sex partners and their adopted children. Then Cardinal Prevost has received praise in Peru for supporting Venezuelan immigrants and visiting far-flung communities. Pope Leo XIV election is historic, not only as the first American to become pope, but as a symbol of a church that continues to embrace all nations, all peoples, all voices. From the sacred silence of the conclave to the joyous eruption of St. Peter's Square. These 2 days will be remembered. Not just for the smoke that signaled a decision, but for the soul chosen to carry the cross of leadership. A shepherd has come. A new story begins. Pope Leo XIV. A chapter for the ages begins. This is Temple Timeless Tales, where history becomes a living story. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this tale of faith, legacy, and leadership.
Echoes of wisdom, stories untold, legends of old, in voices bold. Temple Timeless Tales, where magic unfolds Adventure awaits in every fold. Joyal hounds fade, join the journey. Let the magic behold.